Hello and welcome to another short drawing lesson. This week we're going to draw the Subaru Impreza Rally car. The first thing we'll do is a front wheel over here. Try to draw quite lightly in case you make a mistake. We're going to use this wheel as a unit of measurement to measure how far back the next wheel should be. So however big your front wheel is, measure one more wheel and another wheel and a half a wheel, maybe that much, and draw another one. Next, we'll do the bottom of the car, and I'm going to do it a bit higher because our car's going to be jumping. All rally cars should be jumping. So about level with the centres of your wheels, you can have a horizontal line. At the front, a horizontal line, but just a tiny bit higher. And at the back, again, tiny bit higher, but slightly angled as well, the bottom of the car at the back. For the overhangs, at the front, we've got, if you measure about half a wheel, that would be where your headlight's going to be, and then the bumpers will stick out a bit. At the back, we need about the same, I would have thought, another half a wheel there. Now we've got a horizontal line to put in, and before we do that, I think we'll put some wheel arches in. I don't always put wheel arches on these quick drawings, but with a rally car, it's quite important to show where the wheels are in relation to the arches. So here we can see they're hanging down a bit. So now we can put a straight line in, just a little bit lower than those arches, horizontal one there, which continues out the back, and that will tell us where our little bumper needs to come. Actually, on this car, everything's got it's all slightly rounded. This is like the second version where they rounded everything off. This line carries on at the front and it has a slight downward slope, and it will stick out beyond our headlight line, go in slightly and then stick out a bit at the bottom. There's the headlight. Again, everything's got a slight curve on it, so you don't want too many straight lines on this. Next, we'll just put a suggestion of where the front of the door is. Just here, just behind the arch. And we could do another for the back. Again, it's got a slight curve and a slight lean back. They're about there. And now we can think about the bonnet. So it needs to be about this sort of height above your arch. Start at your headlight, a little rounded piece, and a rounded slope. Once you get to the door, it does go straight for a bit. And now we've got there, we can do the A pillar, which is quite sloping, and the B pillar, which is at the top of this door shut, which leans forward a tiny bit, and again has got a slight curve. It's quite important, this top edge of the roof, the top edge of the windows, seems to continue to go up slightly, as it goes upwards as it goes over the rear window. And then it will slope down and it will meet this line here, level with the centre of your rear wheel. So come up from there till you get to this line, little curve. I'm going to turn the page around just to make it a bit easier. And again, a curving slope rather than a straight one. Let's pop that back. And we'll give the roof a little bit of thickness. It's not massively thick. And the pillar, again, is very slim. The window hasn't got a huge amount of curve to it, but you will see a little bit of curving at the bottom. And you can add a bit more thickness to the bonnet to meet it. Let's finish off that rear C pillar. So again, this starts quite thin here, gets a bit wider at the bottom, but it's pretty slim. And your windscreen, the rear screen, again, is not too much curve on there. And this screen needs to be a bit higher than this, so there's your curve for that. And you won't see much of this boot lid in, because it will be behind a spoiler, but it will go in there, more of a curve. And while we're there, we'll put the big the wing on the back. So like an aeroplane wing. Slightly smaller at the top than the bottom. You see the same on the far side. So there's our basic outline. Now we can do some fun details. So we'll put the bottom edge of the door in. And there's a sort of sill. Underneath the car we've got some sort of skid plate, some mud flaps which can be sailing out behind. We'll see the wheels on the far side of the car. Maybe just some general stuff underneath. There's the wheels at the back. Another mud flap. Under here an exhaust. We've got some rear lights that slope downwards and have a curve. The front lights again, slight curving top and a curve that heads towards the front. Here's a square bit and a little indicator. Still has a curving air intake underneath. A little indicator there. There's an air vent, or an air scoop on the bonnet, which lines up pretty much with the centre of your front wheels. You might even see the little ridges of the scoop, the other vents that are there. My reference has actually got a scoop on the roof as well. You've got a wing mirror to drop in here, a door handle, and it wouldn't be a rally car without some stickers. So you've got a big square one here on the door for the number. Pick your own number. I'll just do a 1 because it's quick. We've got a big scooping logo. 3 of these little D shapes. Then some stickers in the windows for the driver and co-driver. Some more stickers around this indicator. Some on the fin, wing. At the front. And as I said, it's going to be jumping, so it's going to need a driver, so you can do a sort of a round shape for a helmet. Maybe it's got one with a visor, that makes it more interesting, or a nose. And going up to the steering wheel. It's just a quick silhouette, that's all we need. And now I can do some shading. So we'll just show the ground first. We've got some dust coming off the wheels. You can choose how high your car is by how far you put this shadow. We need some stones flying up. Dust coming up behind the car, more bits of gravel. And now let's do some of the shading. So we can darken any of the undersides of things or anything that should be silhouetted. So the driver, we can cover our bad drawing with some shading. Bit of shading under this wing mirror. So this rear window, you'd see a bit of the pillar on the far side. So again, that can be shaded in a bit. The underside of that scoop. Then number 1. The inside of the arches. Try to be quite tidy with yours. I'm rushing this a bit just to make the video a sort of decent length, but if you take a bit more time, make it a bit tidier. I try to organise my shading so that it's following the same direction. If you make it go all in lots of different directions, it can start to look a bit sort of chaotic and messy. So even these wheels in the far side are all getting hatched in the same way. Random hatching is quite good for organic things like grass and trees and stuff like that. We'll just put a suggestion of the wheels in there, not too much. And we'll put some scuffs and marks on the car because it's been splashing through the mud. Some whiz lines. I think the wheels do need a tiny bit more detail. It's getting a balance between how much detail is in the rest of the sketch and seeing if there's any part that maybe doesn't have quite enough compared to the rest of it. Is it worth putting a bit of tread on the edges of these wheels just to show they're knobbly? Maybe. And there we have it, a Subaru Impreza Rally car. Hope you found that fun. Let me know in the comments how you got on. Do like and subscribe, it's very helpful. Otherwise, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you for another one soon.